We are talking about Rings of Power, Season 1 out of 5, Episode 7 out of 8. That is Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 7. And just so you know, this show has already gotten picked up for 5 seasons, and there are 8 episodes in this season. And there are so many questions. There's so many questions left to be answered that, first off, didn't make any sense in the first place. But then additionally, there's only one episode left to answer the questions. Which means they're probably not going to answer the questions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You know, back in 1912, an event occurred in the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay.
The RMS Titanic was sunk. So tragedies can happen all the time. And this 5-season tragedy of Rings of Power is just another Titanic waiting to happen. And Amazon's going to learn the hard way. You may have a lot of money and you can swing it all the way you want, but when you make a mistake this big, it's going to hurt. So just get ready for it.
And just before we go into the breakdown, they did report 100 million viewers. And everyone was like, oh, see that? All you detractors, the people that don't like this show, 100 million people are watching. I'm like, yeah. The streaming service that has nothing to gain from completely lying to you, and there's no way to check if those numbers are remotely correct. And who knows how many of those people clicked and then left? We don't know. Like,
well, here's the thing: is like, there's 7 billion people on the planet. So if you got 100 million people watching and you've made that available to half of the planet, which is what they've talked about, this is available all over the world. So the entire globe, I don't know how many countries have access to Rings of Power, but apparently a lot. So, I mean, 100 million? All right.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, you got 100 million? What's that? What's 100 million of 7 billion? 100 million.
You're going to do the math.
7 billion is 1.43% of the world.
So you're telling me that Amazon's click-through ratio is 1.3%.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, there are some tribes out there that don't have televisions or access to streaming. So.
Sure. So, but it's healthy to say that their click-through ratio is around 2%.
Right.
And we freak out when our click-through ratio is under 4, just to be clear.
Literally.
Like, we are like, all stop everything we're doing, let's fix thumbnails.
Yeah. Apparently nobody cares whether Star Trek's been cursed or not. So
right, yeah, that video is doing really poorly.
No, you guys do not care if Star Trek was ever cursed or what's going on.
Message received.
Trust me, you could have broken the windows in our house and done the same damage. I'm telling you.
Right. We aren't covering Star Trek 4 anymore. And we are sorry we even considered it in the first place.
So sorry. Yeah. Stop breaking our windows.
Okay.
We got to address the Doomcock thing really quick.
Yeah, real quick. You want to go ahead?
No, go ahead. You do it.
Archmage is saying, did Doomcock release a sex tape of Galadriel in this episode? I am not aware of a Galadriel sex tape.
That would go around the nerdom pretty quickly, though.
Right. Yeah. Doomcock would. First off, his head would explode immediately.
Trending on Twitter, bro.
Imagine if they had a Doomcock surrogate in both of these train wrecks.
I mean, it's crazy. He was actually trending on Twitter. Doomcock. He was as shocked as everybody else, and he was actually more. He was like, I don't know what's going on right now.
Right, because just for reference, the latest She-Hulk had a very Doomcock-esque character that was the baddie that was attacking She-Hulk's character or whatever, and it literally was like a person on screen, and he had like a very similar mask to Doomcock, and he talked like this, and he said She-Hulk is the worst thing ever, and he spoke like Doomcock.
She's a slut too.
Yeah. And she's a slut. He even used like words Like it sounded like Doomcock.
It really sounded like it. Did you voice that over? Did you voice that for them?
And Doomcock was like, thanks, Disney?
Or should I sue someone? I didn't get paid.
Don't even know what to do about this. All right. Speaking of reviews, this is how our reviews work. If you see the little scores at the bottom of here, in the bottom corners, you see 2 little zeros. When we like something, we give it an up vote. When we dislike something, we give it a down vote. And at the end of the at the end of the review, we are going to average those 2 numbers and give it one very healthy Popcast number. So,
here's the deal, boys.
We're about to get started. Right, Shane?
I was born ready.
You were born ready.
Born ready.
Okay, here we go. Lord of the Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 7, titled The Eye.
Why? Why is it titled The Eye?
Why is it titled The Eye?
Why? You know why? Because they showed Galadriel's eye in the first 3 seconds, and that's like the whole episode.
I think maybe it was the Eye of Sauron, maybe?
Sure. Was Sauron in this episode? Shut the hell up.
I don't think
there
Sauron.
Is no eye.
I don't think Sauron's in this series.
Well, listen. Sauron will probably be. Oh, I shouldn't say this. If the show was any good, Sauron would be at the end of the next episode on a cliffhanger. That would be like a good show would do that.
Right.
But this show is probably going to have Elendil talking to horses, and then the episode's going to end, and they'll be like, see you back here for season 2 next year.
This is what we're going to see. We're going to see the camera's going to pan up the horse's legs, and the horse's face is going to turn like this. And then you hear this. Wow, 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 wow. Then Isildur's going to come in with his shirt off, glistening. And they're going to lock eyes. End of season.
End of season. And then the horse will be like, I'm Sauron.
The horse was Sauron, the whole time. We knew it.
You got us, McKay.
Oh my God. If the horse is Sauron, I will bow to your greatness.
If the horse is Sauron, I'll watch season 2 and won't complain one time.
But,
God. Whatever. Is this already the second to last episode? Yes, it is.
Yep. There's only one episode left.
There it is. That's why it's titled The Eye, baby.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, I didn't want to use this in the members thumbnail, but this will be part of the thumbnail for the clip. And by the way, these clips will now be launching on Unleashed, the channel you're watching on right now, and no longer on the Fantasy channel. We're gonna shutter the windows on the Fantasy channel. We're gonna put the boards up, lock them up, and just forget that login for a while.
Yeah, somebody broke all the windows to that one too.
Right, that
like shattered all our windows and was like,
right. So we're just gonna start moving all that content back over to PCU for a while until there's something we like to talk about. I guess I don't know.
I need to preface why I'm angry. I feel like my energy is coming off
because you're a straight white male.
Oh, I wasn't.
That's why you're angry.
That's not where I was going though.
I'm sorry. I've been watching a lot of She-Hulk right now.
Like, what's going on here?
And then that led me down a Doomcock rabbit hole. And I've been watching Doomcock for like 6 hours. And at this point, I think that I hate myself for being straight and white.
I'm like, am I being interviewed by CNN right now? No, I'm frustrated because I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and I wanted to watch a Lord of the Rings series, and I have come to realize by episode 7 that this is not a Lord of the Rings show. It's not. It's not a Lord of the Rings show. There's some things that happen in the show that not only really mess up the canon of Tolkien, but it's just a terrible show. Like, it's just really not well made. Like, it's pretty, don't get me wrong, but it's not well made. And I'm just like really disappointed. I'm really like over it, and these showrunners have had no experience. We talked about this recently, but the showrunners had no experience before they came in here. They wrote 10 movie scripts that never got made.
Yeah.
They wrote 10 movie scripts that Hollywood never turned into movies. And then they were handed the biggest television series, the biggest streaming series in the history of the freaking planet.
Right.
And they were told, go forth and do this.
Yeah. Go
And then they
forth,
did.
younglings.
So it's like they just weren't ready for it. You know, they just weren't ready for it. So I'm just really disappointed and I'm really frustrated. And we'll go through the entire episode and talk about it. But I don't see the ability to reverse this unless they start making television better. And if you're enjoying this, I'm going to go through right now with Brian, and I'm going to show you all the reasons you should not be enjoying it.
But art is subjective. Maybe you like bad TV.
No.
And if that's the case, that's okay.
No, if you like bad TV, you're right. That's okay. But we're going to let you know it's bad TV. Okay. And
right. That's
you
our
should be
job.
aware of it. Like, it should be obvious that this is not going well.
Yeah, so far, these writers, by the way, are responsible for 3 massive disappointments. Our last 2 videos and now Rings of Power.
That's actually pretty funny. I mean, you know, the show actually could probably be okay. We'll go through it, though. We'll go.
Okay. All right, so we open up with, remember last...
I'm angry because I haven't watched Bros.
Remember last...
Thanks, Archmage.
You're distracting me right now.
I'm sorry. It's hilarious.
Last episode, the volcano erupted and engulfed everyone in ash, burning ash and fire. Galadriel lived. She's covered in hot ash. Looking like... You know what she looks like? She looks like one of those people that just woke up from a drug coma at like Burning Man. She's like, whoa, what the fuck is going on, man?
You know what's funny is they do show like how far away the volcano is from this, and you like from that distance, I'm like, yeah, it's actually further away than a pyroclastic flow would probably like destroy everybody. So like there's this weird oxymoron, like this place shouldn't be this destroyed by the volcano based on the distance. Like if you took it like in reality,
Right.
but it was destroyed just enough to where it's like a lot of people died, but she lived and other people lived. It's just like they overdid okay, if you look at the distance, they overdid it. Like everything's on fire. A freaking horse is on fire as it's going away, but she don't have like a scar on her or nothing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. What you're saying is it's too far away to have caused this much damage.
In reality, right?
In reality. But also this damage should have killed her.
Yeah, right. Yes, exactly. They acted like they were really close and she lived. And a lot of people lived.
Like everything's on fire. Everything.
Right.
The
Everything.
horse was on fire. The buildings are on fire.
Right.
Like
certain people were not.
There are
And they weren't
people
even,
on
like,
fire,
finished.
and she's just like, huh, what's going on here, man?
Yeah, she looks a little shell-shocked, you know. I mean, despite all the action occurring right now, this scene was extraordinarily slow. It was like still slow. Like it started out like
Somehow it's still slow.
somehow it's still boring as she's walking around. I'm like, something's going to happen, right? No,
So-
they're just going to talk a lot.
First down vote because, things don't make sense.
Fair enough. Yes, downvote me too, please.
They just don't. Like, this is like massive destruction, which we expected, but it probably shouldn't have been as gnarly. In fact, we do also find out that the Harfoots also faced destruction from this thing at some point. So,
Oh, and I will tell you guys, I have been extraordinarily fair to this show for 6 episodes. Always give everything a chance. Very fair for 6 episodes.
yeah.
All fury unleashed today.
Yeah, listen, if you go back and watch all our videos on the Fantasy Unleashed channel, I guess, but if you watch all of them from the very first one until this one, you will see that we have been very fair the whole time.
Right.
I mean, listen, we complained about things, but it was definitely a gradual thing. We didn't start off being like, this show is garbage because there are African Americans in it or something stupid like that. What we said was, well, it's a little slow. Well, it's a little, there's some things that don't make sense. Well, and it was a gradual driving down to this point, just so you guys know.
Yeah, and we weren't trying to be nitpicky. That's my big thing. I don't like to be nitpicky about things, but I'm gonna have to increase the salt here because this is just unacceptable. Like, just what happens right now is unacceptable.
Yeah, so Shane is usually like regular iodized table salt, but
yes,
he swapped out the salt in his shaker for that real good black Himalayan salt, like the coarse ground black Himalayan salt that costs like 80 pounds an ounce. That's the kind he's bringing
the
today.
one we're doing. Yeah, because Theo here finds Galadriel. Galadriel, actually, he's calling for mother. I love how they make him a kid or an adult, depending on how they want to roll things here. And Galadriel says, "I'm here." I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And so they find each other and they go stumbling around together and somehow form a weird bond in this short amount of time. Then you have the queen. You have Isildur.
Isildur, by the way, is completely unscathed.
Yes, totally.
But the queen.
Well, we don't find it yet, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. When you said the queen, where's the queen at?
Well, the queen's here, yeah, and there are some other people there, and you see that's like everything's on fire. And
we I don't know when we find this out, we do find out the queen actually suffered some injury, right?
Yeah, it's towards the end of the episode,
right?
I mean, we could talk about it now if you want.
I guess the queen's blind.
She's blind. So hey, at least somebody gets some damage,
right? And Halbrand's hurt too. So
yes, but he looks hurt by like sword wounds or something.
Right.
Or something. He got cut in the stomach or something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, did you know that Galadriel is married?
Oh, yeah. We're gonna talk about that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. She's married. She's married. She's got kids too, bro. Yeah.
She has kids?
Not in this freaking show. Yeah. No. It's okay. You can ruin her. You've already ruined her. It's cool.
All right. So
why not? I don't know why Peter Jackson bothered to make 3 movies. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. There's no point. No point in those 3 movies. Yeah. So we're back with the Harfoots. I hate these little things. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I'll tell you why I hate them.
Before you get here,
go ahead.
Just real quick. So Isildur, seen back.
Mm-hmm.
So the roof crashes, and Isildur is lost. And I don't know if you guys were all as emotional as I was when this roof killed Isildur, and basically the queen or whoever was with him had to like go off and leave him because he's now dead. Okay, and I don't know if it was heart-wrenching for you and just destructive, but it shouldn't be because this guy is there till the end, and we know this because this is a prequel,
right?
And they lean so heavy on the fact that he's dead. Even though anyone who knows this story whatsoever knows he's a key figure in the ring being cut off Sauron's hand.
Yeah.
So why did they make it seem like he was dead? So downvote, please. Why did they do this? Why did they take the entire episode to make everybody think that he was dead when we know he cannot be dead?
Right, and this is the problem with the prequels. I complain about this all the time. And this can be fixed. You can make a prequel where I think prequels are hard because in order to do it correctly, you have to honor what is going to come after it canonically or chronologically, and what came before it canonically. And then you have to go, I need to develop some kind of drama and tenseness with the audience, and these characters need to be in danger. But the second you're using a character that makes it into the next movie or next show, you know for a fact that there's no danger there. So like every minute you spend putting that character into danger is a waste of time.
Yeah. So that's okay. So that's my complaint. I know I'm like being kind of an ass about it, and I'm kind of being a little bit, obviously I'm a little irritated, so I'm being sarcastic. But the reality is, it's bad storytelling. This character survives. Okay, he's in the Lord of the Rings, right? Literally in yeah. So we know this. So as a storyteller, you can put all these other people in danger. You can put Halbrand in danger. You can put the what do you call him, Don Lemon Elf in danger. You can put Bronwyn in danger, Lady Boss Lady, whatever her name is.
Don Lemon
You can
Elf.
put Theo in danger, right? You can put all
Don
those people
Lemonor.
Guess who you can't put in danger?
Isildur.
You can't put Galadriel in danger. You can't put Elendil in danger. You can't put Isildur in danger. You can't put those three people in danger. You just don't put other people in danger to make us concerned and have the other people work around it.
Right.
And it's just, I think what frustrates me is it's like basic storytelling. It's basics. Like idiots like you and I know that is wrong. So why do these people who are being paid millions of dollars not know this?
Well, yeah, they don't care though. They think you're watching this fresh faced, as if you didn't watch the other Lord of the Rings stuff.
Which leads me to my next downvote. Thank you for walking
no
right
problem.
into my trap.
I got you.
Okay. This show isn't made for Tolkien fans. Period. Let me repeat that. This Lord of the Rings show is not made for Lord of the Rings fans, and they proved it this episode.
Right.
Okay, they proved that they are not. And listen, I'm looking at a lot of articles that talk about the problems with this show, and it's that they wanted a general audience so bad that they just stretched everything out and said, look. So what I did is I said, okay, this show is no longer called Rings of Power. This show is called, Fantasy Dungeon Time. Okay, that's what we're calling it, Fantasy Dungeon Time. And I tried to watch it as Fantasy Dungeon Time instead of the Rings of Power. And guess what? It was still bad.
Right.
It was still a bad show.
Right.
So even if you're the general audience watching the show, yeah, these things I'm complaining about, but it's still slow and bad. So let's continue, I guess.
I'm going to call it Elves and Dwarves. The sequel.
Elves and Dwarves crying.
Elves and Dwarves crying over their horse.
Over the horse.
All right. Now, the Heartfoots. I hate these little things. I don't want to be rude, but I've tried to like them. I've really tried. I know they're supposed to be like proto-hobbits or whatever, and hobbits had their annoyances too, but hobbits were like honorable and loyal, and they had, where they didn't have strength, they had heart. Where they didn't have, skills, they had courage. Like, there was something to those characters that where you can look past their inherent weaknesses and still like the character and the people. But these things have no redeeming value. For 7 episodes, every time we see them, first off, they're traveling in this stupid migration thing over and over and over again. They seemingly have really bad interpersonal relationships, and their like outlook on life, like their motto, like the way they live, makes no sense.
You didn't think they redeemed themselves at the end of this episode with those qualities?
No.
For the decision that they made?
With the Meteor Man?
Yeah, to go help and find the stranger.
We're gonna get there.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Though you say, I'm just wondering if, because that to me changed like, you're right. They've been really bad up to this point, but then suddenly, like, there's this crazy U-turn at the end of this episode, which made you go, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess they're not all those things."
Yeah, I wish you would have waited like a minute and a half.
Oh, you're gonna keep going that way?
Right. What I was gonna say was they've done nothing for me. Right. Yeah. And at this point, so far, they're still doing nothing. And I don't like anything that's going on right now. And I don't like the way they treat Meteor Man and nothing.
You don't like the way they treat Meteor Man.
Right. And I was gonna be like, I'm downvoting them because they're just worthless. And then when we got to that point, I was gonna upvote that.
I see.
And remove my downvote.
I got it.
You jumped the proverbial Heartfoot carriage.
It just sounded like I guess that's a good point because I don't try to stay in the moment. I guess you can try to do that later. Yeah, they're pretty jacked up little creatures.
They're just worth it. And they have a bad, like, the way they live is stupid. Like, I hate it. It doesn't make any sense. Nothing they do makes sense. They're little ignorant little creatures that are migrating, and they're if they didn't talk, I would just assume they were animals. You know?
Yeah.
And they're just annoying little creatures with no. They have no value in this world. They have no value. The hobbits had value, you know. Like they're to a degree. There was, you know, yeah. The audience respected them by the end of those movies.
Well, maybe that's what's going to happen here by the end of these. Maybe Nori becomes. I mean, I guess we'll talk about it at the end of this episode. But I've never been as hard on the Harfoots because I don't have very big expectations for them. Because the hobbits, really, most hobbits were not great. It was like a few hobbits were great, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, most of them were cowards and didn't want to do anything but just chill. But a few like Bilbo and Frodo and some of those, they went on adventures, but nobody else did. But I mean, I see what you're saying because they were not they were not nice. They were kind of mean to each other and weird, leaving each other behind. But
Right.
They get to this point here where it's like,
I still can't remember like when they were reading off all the deaths. Like,
oh,
so many of those deaths, like I feel like they could have been avoided had the rest of the clan just helped them.
You could have saved them, yeah.
Like Jonas got stuck in mud. May he rest in peace. Like what the?
Yeah, and so they tell this story about how I once heard where the mountains would spew forth rocks. I'm like, okay, well.
So this is from the volcano. So now we know that everyone is traveling on the same time frame. For a minute there, I thought maybe the Harfoots were traveling at different times. You know,
I might have thought that, except the meteor went over the Harfoots and Gilgalad all at the same time. So, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. But I think all the time, and they traveled. By the way, they traveled a really long ways in a very short period of time.
Oh, it's fast travel.
There's a whole lot of weird stuff about that. I got people arguing with me that it should have been totally okay for Númenor to be a 2-day trip from Númenor to Mordor. And I'm like, you ever watched one of these shows? You know that Númenor is in the middle of the ocean between the elves and Middle Earth, like 1 day to travel by ocean and then 1 day up the river. Are you kidding me? I mean, but listen.
Even then, 2 days didn't even pass to us. So that was bad.
2 days for them.
I understand that, but it was bad TV because from our perspective, it wasn't 2 days. From our perspective, we saw them at night and we saw the humans at night. And the next day when they were fighting the orcs, they showed up. So from our perspective, right? From the audience perspective, without exposition, you see them at night, and then you see the humans at night, and then you see the humans during the day, and then you see the Númenóreans coming to their aid during the day. It looks like they were traveling, and then they were there, period, the end.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So this scene right here is they basically come upon some of the... It looks like they're at maybe the beginning of this, you know, the furthest part out where the volcano is spewing rocks. Mm-hmm. This tree's been damaged, and the stranger looks very upset about it. Touches the tree, and he tries to fix it. Of course, the Harfoots get all weird. Then they get close to the tree. I mean, kids, it's gonna fall down. You know, like don't get so close. And
Gosh, they're just they're so dumb. They're so dumb.
I'm like, they're now gonna get mad at him because they almost got knocked down by the tree.
Yeah, they're. Why are they so stupid? I don't understand. Like I don't get it. Like people like this couldn't function on their own in the wild. It'd be impossible.
They seem to be getting eaten. Yes, yeah, good point.
They're just not. They're not smart enough to exist on their own.
I'm starting to wonder if this character is Tom Bombadil. Tom Bombadil is like a very mysterious character in the Lord of the Rings, and he basically talks to trees and lives in the forest with his wife. And he's been around, according to the stories, he's been around. He's as old as time itself. But I could see bringing that character in here. I mean, he healed the tree. He seems to be like a force of opposite to the blight. And I can't really think of another character. This is not a power that Gandalf had.
Right.
But as the show seems to be doing whatever the hell it wants, maybe Gandalf has new powers. So we'll see.
Maybe Gandalf has new powers, everyone.
Dun, 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 dun. He like opens up his like cloth and he's like got his S on his chest.
Dun,
like,
dun, dun.
We're just gonna go wherever we want to go on this thing.
We got so copyright claim for that music. You were so right. My bad. I
It
thought
was great.
I thought 3 seconds would be fine, but apparently not. The YouTube
Not
gods were
John
like,
Williams music.
nope. And that now it's like even when humming it, I'm like dun 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 dun. Dun. Wait a second, don't complete that. Dun dun dun. I'm afraid that if I complete that, even then I'll get flagged.
The copyright's coming. I will say the Stranger's done a great acting job. Hasn't really had to talk, but his
That's true.
physicality is good. You know, his reactions to things seem to be appropriate. Doesn't seem to be really understanding what's going on in this world, and I'm not going to give it an upvote though.
Neither am I. I heard next season he'll be played by Henry Cavill. Okay, all right. Here we are. Please, you gotta help me with names.
I am. Yeah, that's Elrond.
Elrond. He's
Yeah,
talking
Elrond.
to the dwarf king.
He's talking with Durin the king. Durin the third.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. Let me just quickly sum up what's gonna go on in the next few scenes.
Go for it.
Elrond wants the mithril, right? Because the elves need the mithril to live. They need to bask in the glow, apparently, of the mithril, or they're going to die, blah, blah, blah. But we don't know if that's true, or if that's made up, or if they just want the mithril from the dwarves. We don't know if they're being truthful or not, but that's the story, right?
Yeah, you want to know what is made up? That whole story, because Tolkien never said that. But go ahead. That's
Right, so Tolkien never said, you're right. So according to Rings of Power, the elves need the mithril from the dwarves who are mining the mithril so that they can live. They need to bask in the glow of the mithril. And I guess the tree the mithril spawned from was spawned because it was attacked by a Balrog or whatever, the big giant fiery creature guy.
And an elven warrior. Yep.
An elven warrior. Okay. So
By the way, they created that mythology as well for the show.
Right. Cool scene, though. Looked cool.
Yeah. And it's actually okay. I mean, listen, Tolkien didn't really come up with his own story for it. So I guess that's a moment where you're like, okay, well, I mean, he didn't really have it's not going against canon,
Right.
so to speak. Not yet.
Yeah, I feel like this is all like a giant setup for like a new Amazon open RPG video game by Tolkien or something. That's going to like completely upend Warcraft.
Maybe.
Yeah, you can see it though. You can totally see it, bro. Like
I'm
that
not-
show, The New World. Imagine if they just introduced like the game New World. They're gonna introduce Tolkien characters. I bet you they're gonna do that. I bet you $1 million that in the next expansion pack. Which, by the way, you and I are gonna be playing New World in 3 weeks when it comes out of beta.
I'm down.
I forgot to tell you about that. Anyways,
I like being told what I'm going to do. It's good.
yeah, you're gonna love it though. It's like if World of Warcraft was like good. So, no offense to all World of Warcraft fans out there. I just don't like
World of Warcraft.
I don't like hitting boars for 7 hours a day. I'm sorry.
I didn't mind that.
No, you did not. You did not. Okay, listen, back to this.
I'm a grinder.
So they need the mithril, right? They need the mithril so they can heal their
So they
race.
don't die.
As they don't die. Now, not everything about that story makes a whole lot of sense because, like, I don't know. That doesn't make like so they don't die, but then they can go somewhere where they wouldn't die, or I don't know, right?
Yes, that's true.
Okay, so he's
back
talking.
to the west.
He's talking to the Dwarf King. He wants the Dwarf King to hook him up. Now, the Dwarf King's son is on his side because they're homeboys, right? He wants to dig deeper and get the mithril that Elrond needs, right?
Yeah, they are seriously close because even he's like, my mother could have cooked him out of her, hoo-ha or whatever.
Right. But the king's like, no, do not dig any deeper. And of course, the audience is initially led to believe that the king just doesn't like the elves or something going on there. But then we find out. You want to finish this?
Well, basically he says, yeah. So listen, son. And it's actually an interesting take. He's like, beings more powerful than us decided the fate of the elves. Who are we to change that fate? Basically, we don't want to make the gods mad by going against what they've already preordained. So that was the advice. And I thought, well, that's kind of reasonable thinking. If the Valar, if they want the elves to die, then he's thinking, well, what's it to me to change that?
Well, maybe they don't want the elves to die. Maybe they want the elves to move.
Well, they don't. They're not friends with the elves for sure. And I think it might be an excuse, it might be a thin veil for them to not compete with each other. But either way, the mithril's valuable, and he's not going to do it.
Right. But my thing is like the elves. Why don't the elves just leave and go back to where they don't have to die?
There's so many different reasons. Like for this show, I don't know. But like for Tolkien, they're in Middle Earth basically because they wanted their own place to rule. So they're there. They came over for Morgoth for the original battle. They stayed. The reasoning is, there really is no reason for them to be in Middle Earth. Honestly, they can go back to their own lands.
Okay. Now we do find out that the mithril is going to heal the blight or whatever.
Yeah, that's canon. It's not. Sorry, not canon.
It's not canon, right?
No. In fact, not even remotely.
Another thing that drives me nuts about this show, like I can't play it to show you, right? So I have to skip forward like every 10, 15 seconds. But every scene takes so long that I don't know when I skip it or not. Because this is poorly made television. Notice, I don't have this problem with any other show we cover. But this show, I'm like trying to constantly find that 3 seconds that they jam into a 5-minute sequence. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, so it's just, so they've decided that in this story, mithril is going to actually remove evil, is going to heal the blight. Okay. I mean, that's the story they've chosen. Okay. And I wouldn't say it's a huge big, I can kind of forget about that. That's okay. Tolkien never said it didn't. He never actually said where it really did come from. So, okay, we'll let that one go.
Yeah.
But there's things we're not going to let go soon.
Right? Yeah. Buckle up.
I'm giving you that one. I'm giving you that one.
Yeah. This one you can have. But that's part of it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
We're back to Galadriel. And she's still covered in dust. They're looking for survivors or they're moving. Would you find it weird that this guy was like, I got to get back to Númenor?
He feels like it is weird. It is weird. It's like he feels like his son's dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he feels like this was a huge mistake. And so now he needs to leave. That's kind of like, this was a huge mistake. I came here, and it didn't turn out the way we wanted to. I'm kind of like, well, guys, listen, you won the battle. A volcano exploded. It's not like you were routed by orcs. I'm not sure exactly. I get people died, but, he's upset about his son. I get that. But in my opinion, his son shouldn't be in danger at all. It's kind of pointless for the fans. I mean, listen, we didn't make Rings of Power for Elendil. Like, the showrunners didn't go, hey, Elendil's going to have a hell of a time on this show. It's going to be so much fun. But the fans, it doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter what they care about.
Mm-hmm.
It's not how we make shows. This isn't the Elendil show. It's our show, so we can enjoy it. And then we know his son is not dead. So,
right. Yeah.
Big deal. There's just a whole lot of talking. There's a whole lot of exposition.
Yeah. A lot of exposition. They walk around. They talk a lot. They seemingly accomplish really much. They don't really accomplish anything.
They don't. They talk about things that don't make sense either. they want to make this like weird tie. They want a big thing about, oh, we got this bond between Galadriel and Theo, and I'm like, who are you making the show for? This crap is so boring. I mean, I think I even made notes on it. I mean, like falling asleep watching it. Like he's like, yeah, the Southland this, and she's like, yeah, that. Oh, they both touched the darkness. So I mean, these are things that they're talking about. I'm like, there's no reason for Galadriel and Theo other than finding each other in this moment, like where everybody survived and spending like a couple hours with each other, like finding everybody else. There's really no reason why they should have bonded. There was no battle. She didn't save him. He didn't save her. There was nothing that happened that would create this incredible bond between these two people that now exist. And so it's bad storytelling. Negative.
Right.
Okay.
Negative on it. Yeah. So right here, though, we do have, this moment. He's going to realize pretty soon that the queen is blind.
I see nothing but gray. When will we get out of this? So stupid.
I know. He looks up and she like narrowly avoids like the stick hitting her in the face.
What she said? She asked the question, how long before we'll be out of the smoke? Okay. Now the reason she said that is because in a moment he's like, can you see? And he's like, I see gray. So apparently she was seeing gray thinking she was in smoke. Like you can't tell the difference between smoke and being blind. Are you for real?
Right.
That's weird.
That is weird. Like
now she knows she's blind. It was so like melodramatic.
Yeah.
So over like the top.
Here's the question, Queen. How is everyone else able to navigate the smoke?
I mean, it's obvious that she's okay. She should know she's blind.
Immediately. She should know she's blind. I see nothing but gray smoke. Okay. No one else sees that. So
Elendil has to tell her she's blind, bro.
I know.
How weird is that? And we have to take this long 3 to 5 minutes for it to happen.
And every minute that we waste, I'm like, there's still questions to ask.
Someone has to tell me where the money went for this movie. They spend all their time talking. Like, what did you spend it on?
Talking is cheap, guys.
It really is super cheap.
All right. So they find out she's blind. Guide my horse. No one need notice.
No one need to know. No one needs to know I'm blind.
Hey, maybe tell the elves. They might have like something for you. Like they have a lot of medicine. That's why they're taking Halbrand back, right? Because like he needs medicine. Well, maybe take the queen back too.
Why would you hide it from your? I just don't understand what the point is.
All right, this is the star map. We're calling him the Stranger, right? I mean, the Meteor Man has a star map.
Meteor Man. Apparently, this constellation hasn't been around for 1,000 years. The Harper was saying.
I'm adding a question to my list of questions that I sent you.
Oh, okay.
What is the star map? All right, what is that?
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. No one knows what it is, but they're gonna introduce it to us real early, and then pop it right back out at the end of the series when there's one episode left to add yet another question to the pile of questions that they have asked this series without answering a single one. Here we go.
It's not even a good mystery. Like, at least like make it a good mystery. Like, oh, we can't wait to see what the result's going to be. Like, I'm not even sure why I should care that he has a star map. Right. Like, we don't even know what answer we'll get because he has the star map. And like, that's the first lesson in telling stories. Like, the mystery can't be so convoluted that you don't know what the mystery is.
Right.
You know, and that's kind of what I feel is happening there.
Yep, I agree. And the Harfoots are the worst.
I don't think they're the worst. Galadriel's the worst.
No, Galadriel's the worst. I'm sorry, Harfoots, but the Harfoots are the most annoying. So you're gonna hand over the star map to the dummy Harfoot and be like, "Do you know where this leads?" That dude keeps tripping over his own feet. He has no idea. Like, I don't like. That's like the same as like handing my handing something to my dog and asking them to decode it. Like, I don't.
My dog.
God, the Harfoots just bother me so much. Oh, we spend so much time with them too, and it feels like all the time we spend with them is completely useless.
Oh, all the time is. They could have done this entire episode in about 8 minutes.
I feel like they could have cut out every Harfoot scene, and this show wouldn't have been different.
We should edit it down to 8 minutes, like what the episode should be. Like, just remove everything that has no point whatsoever.
So here's an idea. When we do, we're gonna do at some point do a Rings of Power video on our main channel. If we do, and it gets 100,000 views, okay, which is pretty normal for that channel, we're gonna take the entire season and edit it down to one episode.
Oh wow, that would be cool.
We can do that.
That's not all it's worth. Yeah,
that's all it's worth. One episode. We'll edit the entire thing down to one hour episode.
Yeah.
We won't be able to monetize it, so we'll have to only give it to members, but we will do that for everyone out there.
That would be hilarious. I want to see that. Might actually be good.
Imagine if, like, it's like a really good movie. All of a sudden.
Like, whoa, that was an action-packed hour.
Because there's like literally like maybe 10 minutes per episode of value, like storytelling-wise. And if that's the case, then like you're talking about like an 80-minute movie, which is like a movie time. It's like a movie.
Right. And then we gotta ask ourselves, what's the purpose of the streaming? Like, that question has come up. Why isn't this a movie? Because frankly speaking, creating a series out of something that shouldn't be a series is a really dumb idea.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Star Wars Andor, we're talking to you.
Yeah, Star Wars Andor is another one of those things that can be cut down to. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so they're having more exposition. They're talking. They have this bond. Blah blah blah.
Fault. Galadriel feels responsible. Now let me ask you a question. Why does Galadriel feel responsible?
Because she's 5,000 years old. I don't know.
Because she's the one, I guess, who talked him into coming here. But they technically won. But then the orcs got lucky and like found that little key thing. So a volcano exploded. Yeah. Like a volcano exploded. Like it's not like your army was routed by the enemy.
Yeah, what are you mad about?
Like
I understand you're upset that people around you died, but like you're taking responsibility for like this really poor decision. Well, you didn't make any poor decisions.
Dude, she hasn't cared the rest of the time people died around her.
Right.
I mean, why now?
Like, no one made a bad decision. Right?
Yeah, just something bad happened.
Something bad happened, right. It reminds me of the old Serenity prayer, help me accept the things I cannot change.
Here's another thing. Why is she hiding? Okay, so like she took out an ice troll without ever even like breaking a sweat or taking 3 steps.
She killed like 25 orcs in the last episode.
Yeah, there's 8 right there.
Yeah, easy.
Just take them out really quick.
Galadriel, just power up, eat your spinach or whatever it gives you powers, and go kill the orcs. Not that hard.
So it's like, why is she hiding?
Right. Why is she hiding?
Because they don't talk about it. It'd be interesting if he was like, take them out, and she's like, I can't because we need to quit. No more. I don't want to do this no more.
Or
like that would be interesting.
I'm not prepared to fight. My leg is wounded or something like that.
Or not even that. Just like maybe she doesn't have the heart to fight, because that's kind of what's happening here.
I'm just too tired to keep fighting.
Like she doesn't have the fight in her right now.
All right, let's do the same. Like you be the kid and I'll be Galadriel. Ready, go.
Okay. Quick, you can take them out. I saw you kill 56 of them with just like swinging your arm backwards.
I know. But I'm done fighting. I'm tired of the bloodshed.
Okay, well, can you just like kill these 8 because like I know you can't.
No.
Okay.
The bloodshed ends here.
All right. Will you just like give me your sword then?
No.
Like, man, Galadriel has a really deep voice. Hey,
I should have done it in a higher voice. I'm not sure why I adopted like an old man's voice. No
boy.
No boy. No, boy, you shall not.
I will not take off my breastplate for you.
I will not be getting naked for your viewing pleasure, boy.
And neither of you at home either.
All right. Yeah, she's real afraid of these 8 orcs that she... Like, they don't have guns. Right?
The thought of orcs with guns just made me laugh. It suddenly became like Planet of the Apes or something.
What I'm saying is like Galadriel is a superhero in this show.
Right.
Pretty much. And they don't have any kind of equalizing weapon. So like she can just stand up and just go kill them with very little effort. Like there's no equalizer. Like a gun is equalizer. Like let's say Faith is here with me. Hi, say hi, Faith.
Hi.
Faith is here. She's working diligently behind me. She's also like 93 pounds, like 18 years old, tiny woman. I am a massive man, right? If I wanted to break her, I could just break her. But a gun equalizes everything. Because it doesn't matter how big or small you are, as long as you can pull a trigger, the gun equalizes the fight. The orcs don't have guns.
Is anybody else concerned that Brian just essentially threatened a small woman in his room?
I did not threaten the woman in that room. I'm just saying she's tiny and I'm big. Yeah. And so what the way she would defend herself would be with a gun. They don't have a gun. They just have the same swords that she has, and she's basically a superhero.
Yeah.
All right.
So here we're back, and these guys have decided, Elrond and Durin have decided, now that they know that the mithril works, they're going to go do it anyways. Forget what his dad says. We're going to go and get that mithril.
We're going to get that myth. Get that myth.
These two guys can dig it all up, or Durin, because it looks like Elrond isn't doing any digging.
Right.
Or Durin all by himself is going to do this.
Elrond's like, we can do it, dwarf. Now I'm going to sit down and drink. You continue. Continue with your digging, dwarf.
Look, and more like dumb speaking to each other. Like, what's the point?
Exposition.
You know, we already know that they're friends. You don't have to keep acting like they're more friends.
We do not have. We don't need any of this. See, like in my master cut, in my Rings of Power movie, when I cut out all this bloat, this part won't even happen. In fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna skip in the movie edit. I'm gonna skip right to when they find the vein,
which is what it should be.
Right.
Oh, there it is.
There's the vein, Elrond. There it is.
Oh, and this is what I love too. They're gonna give us another reveal.
So I'm downvoting the exposition. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So downvote for me too, and go back to that little hole, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they made. That's what they dug into, and like they broke this hole in the wall right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on to that thought when we get to the big surprise moment. Okay. Just remember that. Little hole in the wall, guys.
Little hole. It's a little hole. All right, here we go. Oh, and now Elrond's looking in the little hole too.
In the little hole. Now, literally, that's what they did. They made a little hole in the wall.
Right.
Okay.
Prince Durin, father, seize the elf. Seize him.
Father. Just look.
Look, father.
And then he's like just thrown out. Elrond's like, he's out.
And they just toss him.
He's like, oh.
See, like all this right here, all this. See, you show him getting tossed out. That's fine, and that's it. You do not need
have like a little moment of him being like disappointed or something. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, because it is like all the elves' lives are going to be lost. So I mean, you could have a little moment, but should it be longer than 10 seconds? No,
it really shouldn't be. Okay. And
all this.
This is all unnecessary.
Wait. Me and your mom, when you were little and I was holding you, looking down at your naked face.
Yes, Papa.
I'm like, why?
Yes.
Why are you sharing all this?
Okay, Papa.
Like, I think that Payne and McKay have like daddy issues or something. There's like constant daddy stuff happening this whole show.
Right.
You know, and I understand that their relationship is like, you know, like most men and their fathers or young men or whatever. There's some tumultuous things happening here, but we don't need 4 minutes of dialogue about
it. It's just so excessive. Like, it just takes so much time out of the show, and there is one 40-minute episode left or whatever for you to explain. You know what? Wait, please get to the end of this show, because I have a list of questions that have to be answered before the end of this series, and I don't see how it's possible. I don't see how it's remotely possible to answer all the questions or even half the questions that you have brought up this series.
Tune in next season.
Right. I hate that, though. I hate that so much.
So, yeah, they get this whole expedition, and then essentially...
Oh, it was, invoke your mother's memory, boy. Yes, Papa.
This is where he says, this is what gets him jacked, okay? He basically says, Elrond is so close to me that he could have been born from my mother. Right? So, like, he's basically saying they're brothers.
Right.
And then the king walks over and, like, pops the prince thing off of his neck and, like, leave it. It's not yours anymore. Like, he's disinherited him.
It's not yours anymore, boy. But no, Papa. Okay. I'm doing the wrong.
Always important.
Like, when I do Galadriel's voice, it's like, boy, we shall not attack the orcs. And when I do Dwarf's voice, it's like, no, Papa. It's like reversed. All right. So that's it. That's it. Oh, but the dad was right, which we're going to find out about. The dad was sort of right.
He was right. No, he was right.
Took him 2 hours to get to the point, but we find out that he's pretty much right.
He's right, but never mind. We'll talk about it when we get there. Remember the little hole in the wall, okay?
Remember the little hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Here we are, the dumb Heartfoots.
Overnight, all the trees were healed, man.
Yeah, all the trees.
Stranger, clean the whole land.
And stranger clean the land. They're picking their fruit. All the dumb Heartfoots. They're so dumb. Oh, God, they're so dumb. Look at them. Look at their dumb faces.
I really don't like the Heartfoots.
Bro, like, are you aware that there's acorns in your hair? That doesn't bother you? Is that decoration? What is that?
It's like a hair.
Dude, they're like vagrants that spent too much time in the sun. They're all just dumb. They're just dumb little creatures with no purpose. They have no purpose other than to waste time. So every time we go to the Heartfoots, I'm like, all right, let's waste some more time, guys. I'm sitting here wasting time, and I'm reviewing this. I can't even fast forward through it. I have to watch every scene.
Maybe there's a point to it, though, because Nori does say, I guess I'm just destined to be a Harfoot. So she feels like nothing. So maybe that's the point. They are nothing. And she says that's all she'll ever be, because she wants to be more than a Harfoot. I don't know. Don't you think it's funny? You know what their name is? It's the word heart and foot put together.
Yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense.
I just learned that this episode.
Yeah. We are
the dad explains it.
The Heartfoots.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That doesn't sound crazy at all. It sounds completely normal. Yeah. Those things don't even... Like, when you hear, like, Native American names, you're like, soaring eagle, strong bear, floppy fish, whatever, right? Like, I don't know. But, like, usually it's like...
You don't want that to be your name.
That's my Native American name, floppy fish. I'm actually part Inuit, so I can make jokes. But look, here's the deal. It's like a verb and like a noun, right? It's like it's a compound phrase for their name. Action, noun. Soaring eagle, strong bear, running wolf, whatever. Heartfoot.
It's like two body parts. Because they got strong hearts and they walk a lot.
So dumb. It's just so dumb, man. It's just so stupid. It really is so stupid. I'm sorry. I gotta get past these Heartfoots. You just made it worse by explaining what the name meant. I didn't know it was actually like a heart and a foot.
I mean, that's what he says this episode.
I thought it was like a name like Heartfoots. Like, no, it's like they literally meant we are the Heartfoots. It's so stupid.
He says we got strong hearts and something with their feet. So, they stick together like no other group.
Yeah,
I'm like,
unless someone gets attacked by bees or stuck in the mud,
or just left them back there without their wheels. You were going to take their wheels and leave them.
Yeah, your plan was to leave them there and take their wheels. Your plan was to let them down.
You. And now you're known as the people who stick together.
We're the Heartfoots. We stick together. Until you're inconvenient. Then we will leave you to die with the bees.
We're very hypocritical.
All right, giant footprint.
That really could be anything.
Yeah. All right.
But it's not.
No. Because I'm Slim Shady, not the real Shady. I'm not the real Shady. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? I haven't heard that song in years. But we are introduced to the Slim Shady Hit Squad.
Slim Shady Et.
Oh, sorry. Slim Shady Ets. Because they're actually, that is not a late 90s rapper. That is actually a woman with the blonde bleached hair. And they have the ability to teleport.
Or become invisible.
Which is weird. Oh, I'm going to add, who are the 3 Slim Shady chicks? Here we go.
I think they're supposed to be the Melkor, but who knows?
Okay.
They're not nice. They're basically equal and opposite to the stranger.
Right. So they're following the stranger, right?
Yeah, they have, yeah. Yeah, so they're obviously following the stranger, and then Nori. Yeah, I love this part. They pick a flower and they know exactly which way he went. Yeah, this flower told me which way he walked. Like a divining rod. I mean,
that way.
Explain that. Like, how does the flower tell you? Because this thing literally points that way and then starts heading that way. Right?
Magic, bro.
Let me just downvote that again. I just feel like there's not enough negativity happening in this episode.
I'm downvoting the Slim Shadys for sure.
At least we know whether they're good or evil.
Ugh. Back with Heartfoots.
So Nori yet again ruins everything.
You harm my hair on her foot.
I mean, she got up and yelled. Look, what is she going to do? Stop those things? Like, for real.
Yeah, brain a lot of you. Yep.
And then they just, put their hand in the fire. But what's interesting is just like the stranger, they're kind of, confused. They're like, oh, what's happening here? Oh, fire? What is fire? Right? So, yeah. But then they learn they can do something with it really quickly.
What is fire?
Yeah, I'll just light everything on fire.
And they light everything on fire immediately.
Yeah. You know what? Why not?
And that was the end of the Heartfoots. Oh no, they're not gone. They're not gone.
No,
they're mentally challenged cockroaches. They'll be fine.
Spontaneously combusted everything all at once. That is worrisome, buddy. That's worrisome.
Right. Anything with the ability to do
that. We see that the Númenoreans have created a
makeshift camp. Yep.
Yeah. Where were they carrying all these little walls and stuff?
Oh, that's a great question. Have you seen that? Have you seen? They ordered it from Amazon, and they got next day delivery.
Well, in that world, I see that happening. Yeah,
bro. You know what's crazy is so I saw. I don't know if I showed you this. I saw this boat, where it was like, this is the Númenorean ship, and it was like the only way for it to work is if the ship is 5 times deeper than it is wide on top, and it has a warp engine.
That was a funny graphic.
Oh God!
Oh, here it is again. No, here it is. Come on, go back.
There we go.
Oh, come on.
He's making out with the horse.
Dude, this is so weird.
It's so weird.
The horse is giving him trouble, and so he's like, "Hold on, give it to me."
Hold on.
He's talking to the horse. you've got to go. Yeah, I mean, it's just like this whole weird thing where I guess they're trying to send the horse back to Númenor, and the horse doesn't want to go. This is of course his son's horse,
Right.
which we've seen him bond with. Remember, we have multiple episodes of talking to the horses.
Yeah, people are really into horses this series.
Payne and McKay, like, dude, what the f, man? Like, what?
Maybe
like,
they just,
why are you doing this?
Maybe,
Like,
maybe
why
they
do
love
we have
horses.
horse stuff. Like, I don't care. You have $1 billion to make a show. You don't have people talking to horses all the time for like multiple episodes.
Right.
That they have a relationship.
That's too many.
Like, they're soulmates with horses. It's weird.
Yeah,
Let me tell you
yeah.
let me tell you something. Gandalf had a special connection with Shadowfax, which they didn't spend this much time talking about in the Lord of the Rings. Like, it was something that just kind of happened, right? Sam had that little pony that he loved. It was called Fred, was it? Or I can't remember off the top of my head, but he had a little pony. In the books, they talk about it a little bit, right? But in the movies, they don't. You don't have enough time to create relationships with horses when the relationships with people are broken.
What you didn't know this, though, is McKay is actually a pony boy on the weekends. He dresses in the pony outfit and everything, and he lets people ride him. It's not a fetish. It's a lifestyle. Okay.
Got it. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say anything derogatory.
What if they're secret bronies? Like, they literally love little pony.
I'll tell you what it is. These guys are Tolkien heads. They love Tolkien. And my guess is they're like, hey, look, Gandalf had a real special relationship with horses. The Rohirrim had their horses, was a big horse thing. Now, when we did the Rohirrim, they weren't talking to their horses and having these things when we did the Rohirrim, right? But they must have just, I mean, like, you got time to waste. Like, why are you wasting time? Now you're going to send the horse off. $10 says next episode, that damn horse finds his son. I'll bet you $10 that horse, like Lassie, finds his son.
Yeah. Billy's in the well? Cool. Well, where, boy? Oh, out the north, Bats? Okay, boy.
I'm just, come on, please. Don't do this.
The horse is gone.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, so I downloaded that. I like the makeshift village,
download
though.
for me too, please.
They got walls. They got
Where'd they get
streets.
that stuff?
Yeah, where did any of this stuff come from? Like, that was really put up really quickly. They have individual tents. It's like in a grid. Like, this is a pro encampment.
That's a camp. That's an encampment. Like, literally, everybody had to carry them on the horses, right?
Yeah, I don't know where any of this stuff came from. It's actually really impressive, actually. Where did all the tents?
Where did it's like, wow, this is really, really cool.
Yeah, where did the tents come from? The walls? Like, it's too much, actually. That's what's
Listen, guys, when you write stuff, like, it has to make sense. Like, you can't just like have Walmart show up in the background. So, I mean,
right.
You can't do that when you write.
It's an ad for Amazon. Yeah, you know what's crazy is, if they would have done all of this and sans the walls, I probably wouldn't have stopped here. I would have been like,
right, yeah. It's the walls really throw it off because that's going to take up space. Obviously, those walls have like poles, right, to hold them up. I mean, that's a lot of stuff that you have to carry.
There's a lot of stuff here. Yeah, yeah, and there looks like there's multiple tiers of walls as well.
You could see like their assistant come. Hey, do you guys think do you think they could have carried all this stuff on the horses? I'm just asking. You guys are in.
Shut up, Jerry. No one likes you.
Yeah. Okay. My bad. It looks good, Jerry. It looks good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go away, Jerry.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why I always use Jerry.
I don't know.
I feel like Jerry would be that one guy that everyone just yells at.
Everybody's gonna give a hard time to.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. What about this?
Well, Theo's gonna need at least 6 to 8 minutes to figure out where his mom is. I mean, listen, I get it. Why wouldn't his mom be the first scene? Now, this was kind of cool. I got enough vote.
Oh, look at this.
I got enough vote for the show. This battlefield hospital was legit.
Yeah,
it was good. Well done.
People
wanted Braveheart. They said it. They don't want Narnia. Well, they pulled it off.
You mean Narnia? Did you say Narnia?
Narnia.
It's Narnia.
You pronounce
Narnia.
it the way you want to, okay? All right, that's all. I want to call it Narnia. I'll call it Narnia.
Narnia. Why are
I'll
you
call
saying
it
it that
Narnia.
way?
Narnia. I'll call it whatever I want. C.S. Lewis. I own him.
It's Narnia, not Narnia.
It's Narnia.
Oh my God! Stop.
Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh no!
That's what it's
Stop.
called.
That's not what it's called. No.
Okay, wait. We got to have a bet right now. You say it's
Narnia.
I say it's Narnia.
Yeah, it's not Narnia. What the
Chronicles
hell?
of Narnia.
That's like pronouncing the H in woof.
I mean, no, it's spelled Naria.
Yeah, Narnia. 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 100% it's Narnia.
Like Chia. Narnia.
Narnia.
I think I'm right.
It's not Narnia. It's not Narnia. You are enunciating the wrong part of that.
Narnia.
Okay,
That's what Chris says.
we'll look it up. It's not Narnia. It's
This
Narnia.
is great, guys. What can we make Brian do if he's wrong here?
Hold on, we gotta wait for it. What? Hold on, why? Why are you saying I'm inherently wrong? I'm the one. I read all the Narnia books.
That's how you. So have I. Before you were born. And so here's what's funny.
Did you see all the
like,
movies?
I totally.
And the
you see how I
TV
did
shows?
that?
How about
You
the
see how I,
BB?
like, backed you in the corner?
How about the BBC specials?
Oh no, you got me.
Okay, all right.
Did you read the? Did you read his scrolls?
I read the Screw Tape letters.
Yes. Okay. Good.
They're good.
All right.
It's a good writer.
We'll have a C.S. Lewis battle after this is over.
All right.
First, we got to get through this. Oh, look at this! This is awesome. The queen is blind, but she has a beautiful view of the mountains. Why isn't she in the tent with the hospital?
I don't know, man. Like, why am I yawning? I'm just because even the review is somehow more boring than the show. The garrison will remain behind to escort them to a safe settlement. All right. So they all get together and they're gonna so they have all grouped back together after their the travesty of the volcano exploding, and they're basically gonna go on their separate ways. So Galadriel is gonna take Halbrand back to the elf town, whatever it's called,
Right. Yeah.
Elfland, because they have medicine
Linden.
there. What's it called?
Linden.
Because they have medicine there that can help him. And Queen and her cohort plan to sail back to Númenor.
And she says, the queen says, we will return. Númenor will return in number. And then, like, when she leaves, and they're like, and then they ask Galadriel if they think she'll come back. She's like, nah, she went back. Like, what was that all about? Like, why go through all that? Now she's right, because her husband's never going to let them return under her rule. So that'll be interesting.
Right.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
And Elendil wants to leave because his son's dead.
Right.
But the horse will find him next week.
But the horse will find him next week, so it won't be a problem. Hey, we're back with the Heartfoots. Oh, God. Hey, Heartfoots.
This is that moment.
Harfoots. See, like it says Harfoots.
Yes.
But he's about to ruin that name even more by explaining that it's heart and foot.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so stupid and reductive, man.
Chris says, I feel the show really picks up steam from here. Stop it, Chris.
Only one episode left. It's about to pick up steam.
Chris tells us, Brian, your review puts me to sleep, and I thank you.
He puts the review on just to go to sleep.
It's awesome.
All right. We are the Harfoots. Better than any creature in all Middle Earth. Yeah, that's debatable, dude.
Yeah. You don't leave anybody behind.
With our hearts even
our
bigger.
Hearts are even bigger than our feet.
Even bigger than our feet. Oh, it's such a reduction. Like, why would you do that to your name? Oh, it's so stupid. Okay, get past all this. Again, like, we're skipping all of this because nothing important happens. Just so you guys know, nothing.
No, they basically say, is that the part where they say they're going to go with him or something? Oh, look at this other one. I'm sorry. Yeah, wait, doesn't matter. Yes, so they all agree they're going to go after the stranger. There is some story here. There's a little smidge of story. They're going to follow the stranger to warn him of the evil people who can essentially disappear and appear wherever they want. So I'm not sure how they think they're going to catch up to the stranger before the evil people do, but okay.
Yeah, so they can either teleport or blink, or it's like whatever video game you play, right? If it's a fantasy game, there's a couple staples to fantasy games, and there's teleportation scrolls, blink, jaunt. I believe in League of Legends it's called dash, and whatever this ability is, it's like the ability to either to quickly move from one place to another place instantaneously. That's what it is.
Okay. Oh, and so who's going here? Nori, and then we have Lady Samwise going, who's like the Sam version. Like she's Frodo, and like the girl is Sam. Right. You know, and then you got the mom who just randomly is like, "Yeah, I'm going." Right. I'm not sure where that came from. The dad's like, "Cool, alone time." He's gonna like play Harfoot video games or something while the family. Right. And then of course the elder, his wife, like the same wife who was basically like telling him to like leave him before, right, and take their wheels and stuff. She tells him now, you should go with him. And I'm like, if I were him, I'd be worried that this was a ploy to like get rid of him permanently.
Right. You should go with him. Do not take the wheels.
Right.
Now, back on the ship.
This is great.
The blind wings. Can you tell me what's the front of the ship called? The stern?
No, the bow.
The bow. So Shane was a Navy guy. So she is standing at the bow of the ship, looking into the distance with her
blindly. She's blindly looking into the distance. Like I'm like, come on. Like it's just a weird shot. Like what's the point? Have her have a seat somewhere so she doesn't fall over because she can't see the wave that's coming or so. I don't know. Like it's not safe for you to be at the edge when you're blind.
No, it's not. And of course, you got Don Lemendor and Galadriel watching their departure. This is all a waste of time too.
Do you think they'll come back? No. Yeah, like what was the point of all of it? They said they were leaving. Did we need to see them on the ship? Did we need to see them talking about them being on the ship? Like, why? These are all the things I'm talking about. When I said at the beginning, like this show's messed up, it's like every time we said, why did they do this? If we said, why did they do this? That meant there was nothing to the story.
Right.
Like there was no story development in any of this stuff. It was like meaningless exposition.
And at the start, you're like, well, maybe it will pay off down the road, but we have one episode left, so it's not going to pay off.
Well, even if it pays, I mean, how does this pay off? They leave. They've already said they're going to leave. They're standing there now talking amongst each other about them leaving. Just tell me how it pays off. Like what can happen from this?
It can't. So downvote.
Nothing.
I'm downvoting that too.
Downvote it, please. Me too.
All right. And then we have blah 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 blah.
Oh, so dumb too. Even more dumbness. They find Halbrand. Have you not heard? Have you not heard about the king? Galadriel was in the camp the whole time right now. The whole time. How could she be there and not hear that he was? I don't know. That just seems so ridiculous.
Yeah, it does.
But it becomes more ridiculous because right now it looks like he can barely breathe. He's in bed. Like, looks like he's dying. Right? But no.
She is going to take him to...
Now he's walking around.
To Elfland for medicine.
And not only that, but they're like lining up and they're like, strength to the king, and they're chanting. This dude has literally done nothing for you guys yet. Like,
showed up. You met him 5 minutes ago.
Right. Like, their undying loyalty to this guy, and he's done nothing. His character has not earned his place as the king of these people. Like, if he would have came in and like saved them and somehow, or something happened, like at this point, it shouldn't be them like rally crying him. It should be them going, you know, we just had a bunch of people killed. Should he be the king? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that makes more sense than, I don't know. It's just, it seems like just like, and as we go to the end of this, you'll see it's like a kid wrote it or something.
Right.
You know?
Strength the Southlands. The Southlands are gone, bro.
And of course, Theo starts the whole strength to the, because that's what kids do. They start chants that adults continue.
So now they're leaving, and they're leaving like all the Númenorians behind.
No, the Númenorians left on ships.
The Númenorians left on ships,
except for a garrison.
Right. So this is the Southlanders and one garrison of Númenorians.
Yes, and they're going to go find them a safe place to stay.
So that garrison is literally just never getting home then.
I don't know what the plan is.
Like, their ship is gone. Like, you're never going to see home again.
I mean, I'm sure they've got a plan, but they didn't tell us what that plan is.
All right. Back to dwarf time.
Here's Dissa, like, planning the overthrowing of the king.
Ready? Here we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so probably about 5 or 6 minutes being wasted here. He sees the leaf.
Yeah, that was totally pointless. I mean, it basically talked about how it belongs to you. It should be yours. Like what was the point? We know that he will eventually be king.
Right.
So why do we need to talk about it for 4 minutes?
Right.
But this is the part that's dumb. Remember the small hole that he just put the thing through?
The tiny little hole, yeah.
Yep. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
What is it? It's Balrog. No. Okay, so here's the thing. The story says that the dwarves dug too deep and they awoke a Balrog. Okay. Apparently the Balrog was already in the chamber. All they did was knock a hole through the wall in one spot. Do you see that? They didn't.
Right.
They didn't dig deep and wake up. They didn't like break forth the Balrog.
Yeah, Balrog's already awake. Looks like.
It's like he was just like waiting down there or something, which kind of is weird. I think it's too early to wake the Balrog, to be honest with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But of course they want to like cram everything together. So it's just like they're supposed to have like, there should have been like some earth shattering thing. Like they knocked down a thing and they're like, they found the mithril. It was like a huge big deal. And then the Balrog came forth. That makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like they knocked a little hole in the wall and there's the Balrog.
Right. Yep. Rawr, Balrogs are cool. Yeah.
Hey, bonus graphics. Good job.
Yep, graphics are great. We're back here.
No, the orcs.
You will no longer be burdened by the day. Do you understand? This is AR.
Yeah, it's 1,000 years too early to wake the Balrog, by the way. 1,000 years.
Yeah.
This is great. So you see how far the mountain is. So it's like, okay,
Right.
That's a long ways away. Oh, this is it though. Go back 10 seconds really quick. Till you see his face. Just one more time. Right there. It's that moment that they're talking about it. They're like, all hail king of the Southland. Adar, right? This guy.
Mm-hmm.
All hail lord of the Southland. And he's like, no. Nuh-uh. And now all he needs to do at this point is say, it's called Mordor. Why didn't he say that? Why does it now show what they do?
Okay.
It's so dumb.
Mordor.
Like if you go back, yeah, it's just, so it says, you can't really go back, but it says Southlands and then it burns out and then says Mordor. And it's like if I was doing a 6th grade videography project, like that's how I would do it.
Right. This is like what YouTubers would do because they don't have the actors actually saying the lines.
Yeah.
Like if this was a YouTube video, it'd be like, oh, that's some clever editing. But it's not a YouTube video. It's a $1 billion production. And yeah, you're right. Adar should have been, no. It is now Mordor.
Right. Then they could have flipped to this scene and showed the devastation.
Right.
Why? It's just like ABC. It's like beginner crap. And that's why like McKay and Payne, I get that they're like novices, but somebody's got to be there telling them like, that's dumb. Don't do that. Like somebody's got to tell them that, right? Like,
well, no, it's Jerry, but they keep kicking him out of the room. So
Uncle Benjen Stark. I love that.
All right.
Anyway,
so we're going to address the chat real quick before we wrap our show up.
-7. Was that what we got?
What's that?
-7 or -8?
Yeah, it looks like it's well, I mean, I'm going to be giving the whole overall episode another minus because I had to force myself like at least 5 times to start it and stop it because it had so little captivation that my mind kept wandering to other tasks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Chris says season 2 is going to be a banger.
I actually agree, Chris. He says he likes Peter Molyneux during the third. I do too. It's not really the actors that are a problem in this show. It's the writing. It's the use of exposition. I mean, the acting's fine. That's not the problem. It's the way they're telling the story that's the problem.
How they even know that their feet are special if they haven't encountered any other races before? That's a good point. Heart is stronger than a foot. So stupid. Never heard anyone call it Narnia. See? You're doing it wrong.
No. Chronicles of Narnia. They're saying what you said was wrong.
No, you're saying it wrong. It's not Narnia. It's Narnia.
It's Chronicles of Narnia.
No, it's not Narnia. It's definitely not Narnia, okay?
Okay, what do you think it is?
Narnia. The Chronicles of Narnia. That's what it's called. Narnia.
And you don't think it's the Chronicles of Narnia?
It's definitely not Narnia. Oh my God. Why are you saying it that way?
That's the way I've always said it.
Syrup or syrup? Syrup or syrup? How about that Lonely Island song?
How about
what?
Brook? Wait. What is it? Soda or pop?
I say soda, but sometimes when it comes to my kids, I say pop.
There you go. Okay.
All right, pronounce Narnia. Thank you, Google. Ready? Here we go.
Okay.
Allow microphone. What? No, I just want to just pronounce it.
Look, it doesn't even want to do it. It's like, no, I don't want to get
it is.
little...
There it is. Sorry, here, right here.
Narnia.
Yeah.
Narnia.
Nar?
I can't hear anything.
Oh, okay. I'll send you the link. It's N. So the way they're sounding out, right? Naarneeuh.
Narnia. Got it.
Narnia.
Narnia. Okay, I look right.
It sounds like right in between what both of you and I were saying.
Why didn't I take that bet? And I could have had you do something for once. I'm afraid that I'm going to end up getting a freaking Superman tattoo as a tramp stamp because that poll is not looking to be in my favor right now.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it. That's one time I'm going to say you don't have to listen to the poll.
We'll see how it goes. I said I would follow the poll. So if the poll wants a tramp stamp, then I'm getting tramp stamp.
Oh my God! Don't say that.
Is it adapter? Okay, so Archmage says I'm with Brian on Narnia. Okay, all right. Canadians say Narnia.
I see how it is, Archmage. I see how it is.
All right, that's it, guys. Listen, we love you so much. Please hit the subscribe button on the way to the comment section. Let us know what you guys thought about this latest episode. Or are you not even watching it? Are you just watching reviews as your entertainment and you've completely surpassed the show? Let us know in the comment section below.
We want to do that.
And we guys spend some time on the members, so adios, muchachos.